Hey guys, tonight's gonna be kind of serious. I really don't like being serious, especially on the internet because, feels. But I guess tonight is just gonna be that kind of night. I should really be asleep right now. It's 3 a.m. and I have to be up in 4.5 hours. But here I am making my Tumblr challenge at 3 a.m. Okay, well, tonight is my most difficult experience or experiences. Okay, so most people I know talk about, suicide or something like that, but haven't really had problems with that. So, I guess one thing I should talk about is the death of my dad. He passed away back in 2007. I had just turned 12, and it was 3 days before Christmas. Okay, so nobody really knows about my dad because, most of my friends, I met them after he passed away. So, I mean, I guess I should give you a little rundown. Okay, so at times he could be one of my best friends. Like, I loved him to death. I'll never really think of little things like Harry Potter or ice cream the same way ever again because he's the one who showed me Harry Potter. He's like, and he and I always used to go out and get ice cream after my quiz bowl practices. And I think our favorite flavors were like, I don't know, orange vanilla swirl and Superman and wacky flavors like that because he was one for the odd. Um, and we always used to, I don't know, I would sit in bed with him and we would watch NASCAR racing because he loved NASCAR racing, even though it's really kind of lame. Um, and wow, just he he had to stay in bed all day pretty much. I mean, especially the last couple months before he passed, because he had a really bad back and his foot was really messed up after he kind of he had an accident and he broke his foot, and it was always really bad after that. He always used to wear a lift on his foot because one of his legs ended up being shorter than the other after the accident. And I don't know, he was pretty much bedridden. So I would just hang out with him for a while until, those times where he was just rude to me because he called me a pathological liar and always thought I was trying to get myself in trouble. I don't know. So we pretty much had like a bipolar relationship. I love him anyways because he's my dad, but anyways, okay, so that day, he was pretty okay, and I think I had just left the room. My sister had also just left the room because she was taking him his medicine, and then she comes back into the room and just she starts screaming that he's turning blue. And by that point, we're kind of just all trying to, you know, kind of trying to help him, but it was kind of no use. We just kind of broke down for a while. After that, my mom she went to a downward spiral. She started drinking, even though that was part of the reason why my dad died. Um, just, just the whole thing was really it shook me really badly. Um, to this day, I still cry every time, like, we have a Veterans Day ceremony at school, okay? And he was in the Navy for a while, and last year, actually, every year since I've been in high school, I've cried at that ceremony because he was in the Navy, and it just made me think of my dad, and just, yeah. And last year, I actually had the bright idea of putting his picture in the slideshow, so that kind of sent me over the edge. And then this year, we'll probably have the same thing happen again. for the fourth year in a row. And, yeah, that was just, I don't know, my dad's passing away just really kind of gets to me still these days. I love him to death, and I kind of wish he was here today because even though he could be a dick, and he had his problems with alcohol, which is why I won't drink like ever. Even though I've broken my promise once, I'm never gonna turn to alcohol for my problems because I don't want to end up like my dad. I don't want to end up like my mom after he passed away. It just, I can't. Um, I just, I always will love my dad. But just, I don't know. He was my dad. I can't really say much else on the matter. I know my sister would be able to say a lot more about him because they were so much closer, but he was, there's just so much about him that I can't even talk about right now because, wow, I'm starting to tear up. I was also gonna talk about, um, I don't know, the first time I got my heart broken, but that's stupid, and it sounds really stupid compared to, me talking about the death of my father. So I'm just gonna leave that for I don't know, another day because that's stupid and she's not worth talking about. um, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow or something because I really need to get to bed and I'm just gonna be quiet now. Good night, guys. Uh, yeah.